Hey y'all, this video is for all you mothers out there. And if you're like me, when you start thinking about Mother's Day and raising your children, of course, I'm one of those senior moms uh, versus a new mom. But, I always think just if I could have one more chance to do it over again, I think I could do it so much better now. And I'm just wondering if y'all feel that way too. Uh, 'Cause I think the feelings that I have for it are maybe normal feelings, but, I wanted the best for my kids, and Lord knows I loved them to death, but if I had another chance to do it over again, I'd take that I'd take it.
What would you do
So,
different?
what would I do different? Uh, Everything, just about everything. Uh, I think it's important that, when you're making decisions, would this benefit my children? That should be the first question that you ask yourself because they're the most important people, and it's up to you to shape them and mold them and get them ready for the real world out there.
Good answer. Hey, I've got some questions for you that just kind of came in from different places.
Yes.
I don't have names of who did it. These are just kind of random. Um, what's your favorite memory of your mom?
My favorite memory of my mom. I don't know, there's a lot, Teresa, but I remember in 1965 when I was in the Miss Albany pageant. I didn't qualify for the Miss Albany High pageant because my grades. You had to have, fairly good grades, and I didn't qualify. But the grades had nothing to do with being able to be in the Miss Albany. And I was such a little heifer running my mama all over Albany to find me the perfect gown. And I found this gown, and it was so beautiful, but it was like $200, which was like 2,000 today, or maybe even more. Uh, and I just had to have it. I said, "Mama, I can't do with anything else but that dress." So somehow they got me that dress. And I was in the 5 finalists. And when they called me up and I had to reach in that fishbowl and pull out my question, they said, "Who is your best friend and why?" And I immediately burst into tears, crying like a cut hog. And I said, my mama is my best friend." And I immediately thought about what I had put her through with that dress. Well, needless to say, I wasn't Miss Albany, but my mother was very sweet, very soft spoken. I never heard she and my daddy argue. Never heard them raise their voice at each other. Never. And I don't think it was something they did. I don't think that was in their nature. But so many good memories. She was just steadfast.
Was there a life lesson that she taught you that you kind of, I know,
Oh, I remember when Jimmy Dean asked me to marry him, and Mama coming into my bedroom and sat on the side of the bed with me. And she said, "Paula, I want you to think about this now before you make this leap. Because if there's anything that gets on your nerves or you don't like about this young man, you can't change him. You do not have the ability to change him and who he is. So you just make sure that you can live with those."
that's a good
It
lesson.
was a good lesson. Too bad I didn't listen. I did not listen.
After your mom passed away, who would you say was the person that stepped in first to sort of take your
Oh my gosh, definitely Aunt Peggy. And of course my grandmother Paul. But Aunt Peggy was definitely and she and my mother were totally so opposite. I was actually more like Peggy than I was like my mama. And Aunt Peggy and Uncle George had 2 boys like me and no daughters. So I think she enjoyed that relationship because I have been with her a lot longer than I was my mother. I've been with her 76 years and I was with my mother 23.
what is your favorite way to celebrate Mother's Day?
Oh, my favorite way to celebrate, really, my favorite way is to cook for my daughters-in-laws
That's
and
sweet.
honor them. Uh, I don't know how much longer I'll be able to hold up doing that though. But yes, I do love to honor them. And maybe it's a little selfish on my part because I get them. If I'm feeding them, they'll be here.
So just say the tides turn one day and
Uh-huh.
you're not having to cook and they're cooking for you. What would be your favorite Mother's Day meal?
Oh my gosh, Teresa, anything that my children uh cooked, I would be so appreciative. And if I didn't like it, they would never know it.
No, they wouldn't. Well, I want to tell you Happy Mother's Day.
Well, thank you,
I think
thank
you've
you.
done a wonderful job with your boys.
Oh, I could do so much better if
But
I
I think that comes with age. Everybody
I
knows that
I
wiser,
yes,
older and
yes,
wiser, I guess is why they say that.
yes, yes, yes.
Well, why don't you
And
send Aunt Peggy a Happy Mother's Day
I would love to
message
send
and
I
that's how we'll
talked to
end.
her a little while ago, and she's still teaching me life lessons. My Aunt Peggy, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day. And I can't tell you how much you've meant to me. And of course, nobody can replace your mother, but you were a wonderful, wonderful, let's see, what word could I use for that? I don't want to say substitute, but a wonderful gap filler. She filled a gap uh, because at 23, I was still very emotionally immature.
And what would you say to all the other mothers out there?
I would tell all the other mothers out there to to realize that raising children will be the most important job that you will ever have in your life. You have the ability to mold these into wonderful men and women, give them their values. Uh, so I would ask you to what I would have asked myself if I could go back at the cradle. With this decision that I'm going to make or we're going to make together as a husband and wife, will it benefit my children? Will it be good for my children? And if the answer is no, then we don't do it. So just love these little people with all your might and put them first after your husband. So love and best dishes to all you mothers out there and all you fathers that maybe put you in a situation where you had to be mother and father. God bless all of y'all and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Love and best dishes.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.